Hello, 12 signs, and welcome. This is the energy update for this week, July 7th through July 14th. We got a lot of things going on in the heavens above us, and a lot of energy pulling on our bodies that is very uncomfortable. Like I said, Mercury entered Leo June 26th. That's going to be through the 19th, when Mercury will move into Cancer. So Mercury retrograde is very interesting right now for us, but that's mental confidence. It's when I went to the beach day at work and I was just like, I got the longest word. Got the biggest. I don't think I talked about the beach day in all my readings. I definitely talked about it in the Capricorn reading because a Capricorn wanted to. A Capricorn may have pulled some strings to get close to me on that day. It's very sweet, but um, that was all she wrote, so to speak. So, Mars enters Leo on July 1st. That is my kitty back there. That is freedom of expression. It's the kind of energy boxers love. So, again, it is that competition. It's why the MV finals was so great. It's why not even the finals, I'm talking about the free agency was just unbelievable. Pre-signing, dead period, as they call it. Yes, I do watch a lot of basketball. My first channel was a Laker channel, but that is ego strong, confidence, rebellious. What is it? Rebellious, self-indulgent. Oh, yes. Who likes pie for breakfast? This Leo rising right here. So there's a lot of fire going on, so we're all really hot. So I'm surprised more people aren't like throwing tantrums for Mercury retrograde, which happened on Sunday. So we had the new moon in Cancer on the 2nd last week, Tuesday. For those of you that couldn't walk on Wednesday, I celebrate those who went to work. Again, this Aries Sun Leo rising did go to work the 3rd. It was unbelievably painful, um, unbelievably exhausting. I had all these plans to do because we got off early. I had all these plans to do, and I could barely move. It was just ridiculous how tired I was from that new moon. And it also had that solar eclipse new moon in Cancer. It's that joyous energy. It's maternal energy because it balances out the paternal energy with the full moon in Capricorn come July 16th. So keep that in mind that these two energies are pulling on each other. Your bodies are made out of water. The moon pulls water. We are being pulled by the moon. The moon cycles. I've kept up with them. This is my 2nd year keeping up with them pretty religiously, and it does help you like move forward on a regular basis, just to find a cycle that you can actually keep up with. It's especially good for men because you have no natural cycle, no emotional cycle, no review cycle physically. So, and those of us women who do not have our physical cycles anymore, it is nice to have a cycle that you can kind of roll with and see with and kind of understand and work with the themes of life a little differently now that you've changed or now that you want to be a little more spiritually aware. But yes, those new moons, those full moons, they pull things to the surface or they pull things out of us. This should have been a 3 of Cups energy. It didn't really feel like much celebrating. It felt like, yes, things were pulled to the surface to change them into something new. And it was painful. And it was worth a lot of crying. Venus went into Cancer on the 3rd, the day after that new moon. It's feeling lighthearted. It is the energy of romantic gestures, not PDA, romantic gestures. Definitely roses, definitely, which I didn't get any roses. Venus is in Cancer through the 28th, and I do love roses, team. But anyways, this is that kind of energy that really touches on our home and our families and coming together with everyone, as does the new moon in Cancer even. Those should have touched on themes and energies and wishes and intentions of family and home and that nesting feeling. Well, once Venus moved into Cancer, it also hit on a lot of security issues for me. The concern about, is the front door locked when I go to bed? Is I did have that perv go through my laundry in the laundry room. I have the possibility of people coming into my home that shouldn't be, exes and such. So, just a little concerned. That took my measures, did what I was supposed to do, was calm about it. Sort of. I did okay. I did kind of throw a tantrum on Monday, and I would like to thank my Aquarius for getting me through that, by the way. Unusually, that's the last person in the world I expected to do that. But anyway, so Mercury moved into retrograde on July 7th. Again, Mercury is that mental confidence. Mercury is about, it's the messenger of the zodiac as well. That's why when it goes retrograde, it messes with all that communication. But it is in Leo to begin with. And Leo is fire. And so this Mercury retrograde, because of the way it moves through Leo and Cancer, it also actually focuses on what feelings you haven't expressed yet. And if you're expressing a lot of feelings on people's feeds, on their YouTubes that are like kind of ridiculous, that's not the feelings that Mercury retrograde is talking about. The comments on the YouTube videos and the Twitter and everything, not mine, other people's, have been kind of embarrassing, people. Let's all remember we're adults. This isn't the playground. But it's actually kind of humorous because I was watching another reader, and she's very solid with the cards. I wish I could remember her name right now, lovely blonde. And she, somebody was like, oh, you have to, like, iron the curtains behind you. And it was that Roushed curtains, those spongy curtains. And she's like, no, I bought them like that. Calm down, everybody. It's okay. But it is a good time to plan when you're in Mercury retrograde. It's a good time to dream in solar eclipse and eclipse season, which we started with that solar eclipse and that new moon in Cancer. And then we're going to go to the lunar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse, and full moon in Capricorn on the 16th of July. So we need to pull those energies together. We have a lot of intentions to put out there. There's a lot of universal changes towards conditional love right now, especially we're going to hit some big portals and some big movements in August. I can't wait to talk about those. But basically, everything is kind of moving towards us changing a lot about ourselves. I did talk about a little bit the Gemini season, and that a lot of us, we're going to change the way we received information. And one of the big themes is Trump. A lot of us are paying so much attention to his hair and to the jokes and to people in other countries actually cheering down your president. I would be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. It's the one thing I do hold against the Clintons is that they did protest against America in the Red Square. That was when we were at war. So it was kind of like, it's hard to get over. And so, but we're not paying attention to the issues. We're not paying attention to what's going on in the government. Our lives are dependent on this, not just lives of our lives, but also there's that border crisis that everyone is so concerned about, but we're still focused on, okay, sure, we watch the game, the World Cup game, because we do need those moments of peace and relaxation and a little excitement too. And sometimes it's good to just ride along with your team. I get it, but we're also getting to the point where we're muddling the issues with the information. That was kind of like the June information. The July information is what have you done lately and where are you going? It's totally like, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? And how do you feel about it even too? Make sure you feel about it some way before you go that way is also what it's saying with all this Cancer and this feely. And I'm a major fire sign, so this Cancer is like, it's emotions. But I do okay with it, right? We just manage through it, and we feel what we should be feeling because sometimes there is a season to feel. So again, we're going to wrap it all up here in that Mercury retrograde. Let's remember we have a lot of where we're going, what plans we're making with this Mercury retrograde. It's an excellent time to be manifesting right now with that new moon and this full moon with the eclipses all around us in the eclipse season. So be making plans, be starting that legwork in terms of just like clearing space for new things. I'm a firm believer in clearing out space for new things emotionally and physically. So definitely work on that. It's been just such a weird ride this last couple weeks. It just feels like it just feels like everything has been flipped upside down. And by the time that August 11th August 11th, I believe, situation happens. Um, I really think we're going to be looking at a whole new world. We're not even going to know what it is until maybe a few months later, and we start realizing the patterns in our press and what have you. So it's kind of my specialty. It's what I look out for. This is my Lucy cat. She's quite the little fussy thing. I love to hold her in my lap because it makes me feel like Dr. Evil. I'm in a weird, weird mood, and I hope this helped you a little bit. Me rambling on about what's above you in the sky, what energy to pull on. Definitely make some big, grand goals. Definitely be willing to consider the biggest possibilities and how to like funnel your love energy into all your hopes and dreams instead of fear energy as well. That's like a whole other thing that just popped up. I have like 8 different downloads in my head right now that are not complete. And then sometimes I get like, when I get visions or dreams or what have you about my own self, they don't come in full. I've heard other readers talk about this. I sometimes don't get any for a long time, and then I get a whole bunch, and then I get these like universal theming downloads that are just nuts. Love my cat back there, right? All right, so just working with that energy has been exciting. So definitely re with that retrograde, revise, revisit. Don't stay there. Just review. All right. Thank you, 12 signs, for this like waka waka waka. I'll talk to you later.